Welcome back, Truth Seeker. Monday, April 8th, 2019. The breaking news this morning is that Donald Trump has labeled Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard a terrorist organization. And there was rumors over the weekend he would do this. Iran said over the weekend that if he does do this, they will label the U.S. military a terrorist organization as well. And what I want to show you is why this is going down today, April 8th, officially, what it has to do with Donald Trump, what it has to do with the anniversary of the conclusion of World War II. If you missed my work from last year, why I said 2019 would be a very bad year for Islam, please go back and watch that video. If you click on my videos tab and sort the videos by most popular, it's one of the most viewed videos I have. This year we saw 2019 begin with unprecedented locusts at Mecca. In Gematria, locust equals 19. Here we are in 2019. If you're not familiar with the Quran code, look that up. It's based on the number 19. We've seen the mosque shooting in New Zealand on the Ides of March. There's been a number of other little stories, but now there's this. Labeling this Islamic military force a terrorist organization by the greatest military power in the world. So let's take a peek. It's April 8th, 2019. We write the date April 8th, 4/8, like 48. And this is a big number with Donald Trump. Donald Trump equals 48, so does Wall, so does Cleveland, where he had his GOP convention. So does Illuminati, so does Freemason. A lot of people see the word Illuminati and they think that's a joke because they don't know history. The Bavarian Illuminati was established May 1st, May Day, 1776, just before the American Revolution. And if you haven't seen my work on the establishment of the Bavarian Illuminati and the naming of the U.S. on September 9th, 1776, you should check out that work as well. Freemason is also 48. Freemason sums to 48 in English and in Hebrew. The Bavarian Illuminati was a Masonic organization. George Washington wrote a letter, who was a Freemason, about how he believed the Illuminati had infiltrated Freemasonry. Notice World War is also 48. And the World Wars, as well as the American Revolutionary War, as well as pretty much every war in our history books since the inception of this nation, they have all been started and ended on very specific dates. And if you have not read my book, this is well covered in there. There's a chapter on it. Essential reading. Anyhow, the last World War concluded on September 2nd. September 2nd in the year 45. And what's the president number right now? Number 45? Elected or announced as the president-elect on the anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall, which was related to the World Wars. Berlin Wall equals 45. Anyway, September 2nd is the day leaving 120 days left in the year. And again, Illuminati, 120. So I wanted to see how many days it was from the anniversary of the conclusion of World War II to today. And right away I saw that it was 218 days. And I thought, how strange. That's a big number with Donald Trump. Remember the emergency presidential alert we got last year at 2:18 Eastern Time? 2:18. And realize we've been talking about Trump in 2:18 for years before this happened. Here was a headline from the other weekend. The Department of Homeland Security is planning some 218 miles of new and replacement barriers. The death of Donald Trump's uncle, John Trump, has a lot to do with his presidency. If you've missed my video on the death of Trump's uncle, his mother, his father, all of them were ritual sacrifices along the way for Trump. And notice his uncle was born 21/8, August 21st. Notice also that his uncle died February 21st, 2/21. The Bavarian Illuminati equals 221. On February 18th, another 2/18 dates the date Trump backed the challenging president in Venezuela, really helping stir up problems there on 2/18. Remember August 21st, 2018? That was the day Manafort was found guilty on 8 counts. Cohen pleaded guilty to 8 counts. The name Trump also equals 88. 8 and 8. Manafort equals 88. That was another 21/8 date, 218. When Donald Trump was named the winner of the rigged election, Hillary Clinton was at 218 electoral votes. On the day the Berlin Wall fell, again, Berlin Wall 45, part of the rigged theater. Here was a headline: Trump begins his next 1,361 days. Why did they do that? Because it's the 218th prime number. And don't ever forget this magazine cover either. Donald Trump, Time magazine, the first time he ever made it, with the ace, the Trump card. Donald Trump, the rigged election, the hit show House of Cards. If you missed my work on that, go back, see the videos, read the book. Information people need to know. So anyway, it's another 218 today. And what else is interesting is it's 147 days to the upcoming anniversary of the conclusion of World War II. It's also a span of 147 days to the day World War II began. It began September 1st. It concluded September 2nd. You know, World War I was linked to World War II. No doubt World War II will be linked to World War III. But anyhow, 147. Freemason 147. Conspiracy 147. I should have added to this list because U.S. President equals 147. President of the United States equals 147. It's not arbitrary that there's 147 windows on the White House. Again, Washington, D.C., named after the Freemason George Washington. If you're new here, there's 4 base ciphers. And the title, Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. Gematria 444, like Masonic. 174, like New World Order. Like False Flag. 501, which in numerology terms, if you lose the zero, is a lot like 51. Today has 51 date numerology. Conspiracy equals 51, so does federal. Also 222, like Order out of Chaos. And the word chaos alone has gematria of 19. Part of the reason I said 2019 would be a bad year for Islam and the world. And these narratives are just building. We're in April. We got 8 months left. So, you know, Donald Trump, he's made a lot of bold claims. And in the United States of amnesia, we forget about it by next week. But this narrative has been building for decades. You know, the mainstream media has put Iran in front of our face for several decades now, predating Trump, saying, you know, it could be the tensions with this nation that lead to the next world war. So don't overlook today's action by the puppet President Trump, which he is, the man born for the throne. This action on 4/8 is any mistake. You know, this is foreshadowing of what's to come. And, you know, people don't wake up. This is the direction of things. So, you know, just last weekend I saw a headline about how it's time for 18-year-old women to have to start to register for selective service. You know, right now only 18-year-old men have to do that in the United States. That way you'll be eligible for the draft if they have to bring it about. They want to bring back the draft, and they want to make women part of it this time around. So, think about that. Until next time, Truth Seeker.